But in today's world, often people have this instead of humility and obedience, and arrogance and defiance. And they treat the bishop not as one who is there in the name of Jesus Christ to be loved as Jesus Christ, but sort of see him as a rival in a structure of power. And we see nothing of that here. And I'll say some bishops are loving and direct. And we have this sensibility in America, among some of us anyway, in which we don't like directness, right? We think that directness sometimes comes across as rude and being harsh. But the bishops sometimes are very direct in correcting people. And I would tell you, this is something interesting. Middle Eastern bishops sometimes, if you're in a service and you're doing something wrong, will just tell you, like, stop doing that. Like this, like, don't do that. You do this way. And it's funny, as Americans sometimes, like, we really would like that privately. We're kind of taken aback when someone just, like, publicly, like, don't do that. Like, or stop a chanter who's chanting and say, no, wait, don't. That's not the right translation. Somebody find him the right translation. I've seen that happen. And somebody runs with another book. And then you start the service again. But he's doing this as our Father. Right? And we have to realize sometimes it's a cultural difference, I think, between the Middle East and America. Sometimes directness is out of love. And I like to say this again. I don't know if I've said it in a podcast, but I've said it other times. People will say, when Christ spoke to, let's say, the sinful woman caught in adultery or the Samaritan woman, well, yes, he pointed out her sin, and yet he did it with love and compassion. And that's true. But the act of calling her out of sin is an act of love and compassion. So sometimes we tend to judge others kind of based on our own sensibilities. And then we end up judging bishops rather harshly because they don't act the way we want them to. I'm not talking about heresy. I mean, no, they're Orthodox. Often they're actually Orthodox and they're expressing orthodoxy, and the people are upset by that.